Hi gorgeous, welcome back to Vitale Style. Sorry if I sound a little bit like, rough. I am. I have a little bit of a cold. That the horrible bug got to me and it stinks, but the show must go on, and I really wanted to do this video for you because I've had a lot of you ask recently if I can do an in-depth video on how I do my wing liner. And I also get this question asked constantly on Instagram, so I figured I might as well show you my method of doing a wing liner. Keep in mind I'm no makeup artist. I know what works for me, and I wanted to share with you since it's been so highly requested. I already have my makeup on already. It's just showing you the wing liner part. Did I want to say anything else? I don't think so. I don't think I have anything else to say. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. If you follow me on Instagram, I don't know if you do, thank you. If you don't, you should. I've had a lot of people ask me recently on some of my selfies, which I can't really stand that word, if I can do the look I've been wearing a lot lately. And I kind of just been calling a flawless face and minimal makeup with a wing liner, and I just change up the lip color every day. And I've had a lot of people ask if I could do a tutorial on that look. I don't know if you want to see it because it is quite basic, but if you do, let me know and I'll definitely get that filming for you because I have been pretty much relying on that particular foundation routine, and I'm not wearing it today. Today I'm trying out new products that I'm not crazy about, but that's a different story. Let me know if that's something that you'd find helpful or that you'd want to see. Not find helpful, but that you want to see, and I'll do it for you for sure. But before I keep going and talking about, for another hour and a half, I shouldn't because I'm not feeling that great. Let's get on with the tutorial on how I do my wing liner. Okay, so I'm going to do one side using a liquid liner and then one side using a gel liner so that way you can kind of see, how I use both, I suppose, and I figured I might as well just show you both because sometimes I do liquid liner, sometimes I do gel liner. It totally depends on my mood, and I want to show you some of my favorites. So let's start with the liquid liner first. I've got two here that I love. This is the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner, and they're both in black, and this is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper. Now, I've been preferring, sorry, my voice is out of whack. I've been preferring this one, the Trooper from Kat Von D, over the Stila simply because I need to get a new Stila pen because the tip is starting to get really worn out. But these are my two absolute favorite liquid liners. What I'm looking for though is a liquid liner in this form with a felt tip that is completely matte. So I love the NYC liquid liner that was suggested by so many of you, and the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. These dry to a gorgeous matte finish. In fact, I like to go over my liquid with one of these for that matte look I'm going for. I just don't like the applicator. It makes it difficult for me to get the shape I like. So let's start with the left side. Shake my pen really well. What I do is and it's hard to do this and speak at the same time, but what I do is I line up the corner of my eye to my eyebrow. But I don't line it up this way so dramatically because otherwise my wing would just be really long. I line it up so that I have a less than a quarter inch of the tip of my eyebrow left, if that makes any sense. That's how I prefer it because I don't want it very long. I want just more of a cat eye that lifts my eye rather than elongate my eye. So what I do is I just form my little wing depending on how big or small I want it that day. So like that. Doesn't have to be perfect because when you fill everything in and you clean everything up, it's going to look sharp and gorgeous. So that now you've formed where you want it to kind of end, or at least the size of your wing. Then what I do is I take my pen and I go to about the tip of the tip of the wing, and I just drag it in. And now what happens is your looks really gorgeous, doesn't it, at this point? And you can do this as big or as small as you want. I'm doing it pretty intense so that you can see the actual shape. When you kind of just drag it back in, your pencil kind of just curves. I guess you're kind of like curving the pen, not the pencil, the pen, if that makes any sense. So at this point, what I do is I have to, see, I have like lines in my eyes. I have very, not aging eyes, but I don't have very tight skin on my eyes. So I have to pull just a little bit in order to get a very smooth surface, because if I don't do that, then I end up with like little lines that are not colored in, and then they looks really bad. So I just pull a little and then just clean up this. See it right here that it didn't do a very sharp line because there's like ridges from my skin. So what I do is I clean that up by tracing over that. Don't worry about your wing. Don't worry about this part right here. We're going to get it pointy and gorgeous once we're done. Now that you've got your form, you can start coloring it in. And that's basically the easiest way I have found to do a wing liner. So now what I'm going to do is just color all this in. So now you've colored it in, and you need to make that sharp wing. So this is what I do. You just, as you can see, I'm flickering. I'm not just going in there and drawing a really precise line. You flicker. Okay, like so. And it's not even as sharp as I want it. So now you're gonna give me a second. What I do now, because like I mentioned, like a really matte finish wing. I like it matte more times than I like it shiny. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm gonna go trace over that with this guy, or the NYC liquid liner, whichever one. This is the Wet n Wild Mega liner. Just trace over with this. It just makes it even more, like intensifies it even more and makes it nice and matte. So just do that. And then once you've kind of traced that down, let that dry really well. And in the meantime, you can sharpen up your wing. Now, if you know me, if you watch my makeup tutorials, you know I always like to do my eye makeup first, even if I'm just doing a wing liner and like hardly any other eye makeup, because I like to sharpen up that wing by cleaning it up with some makeup remover or tracing it with some concealer or something, just to make it really sharp. So what I do is I take some makeup remover. This is just the Neutrogena one. I take a Q-tip. It's got to be one of these like pointed tip, these tipped Q-tips, I guess you can call them. Dip it in there. Get rid of any excess makeup remover. I kind of just swirl it in here like that, just to get rid of any excess. You want to make sure it stays kind of tapered. And then what I do is I just do this. I hope you can see really well. Do it like that. It really just cleans it up nicely. And then I'll show you on this side my other way to do it if you don't want to have if you don't want to use the makeup remover. So I'm like notorious for dropping stuff, you guys know that, so don't mind me. On this side, I'm going to use a gel liner. One of my favorites, it is the Maybelline Eye Studio. I've been using this for years and years and years, and my absolutely all-time favorite gel liner brush is this one by Sigma, and it is the E65 small angle brush. I just love it. I think it gives me a great line. Sigma does have like a slanted liner brush like this specifically for your eye doing your gel liner. I have it, don't love it nearly as much as I love this one because this one's smaller. So this is what it looks like. It's really black. What I like to do is I like to get a good amount on my brush. I kind of just dip it like so. It's hard to be this zoomed in and show you things I'm doing because I can't. And then I like to take the excess and kind of just pat it onto the lid And the same exact thing we did on this side, we're going to do on this side. We are going to trace it out first and make our wing. Like so. Then we go in, we kind of shape it or outline. Once I get to about here, I flip. See that? I flip this up, upside down, I guess, sideways, whatever, because it's just much easier that way. Now you've got your shape. Now you go back in and you pull taut just a little bit and you start coloring it in and sharpening that line. And there's that. So this is a little bit thicker than this one, but you get the point. I'm just trying to show you kind of how I do it. And then if you want to clean up the wing, because I always like to, and you don't want to do the Q-tip with the makeup remover trick, I just take a piece of, oh my goodness, that's not a piece, it's a makeup remover wipe. Thank you. Wrap it around your finger really, really tight. And it does help if you've got a little bit of a nail, because the nail is what's going to make it really sharp. And just run it like so. And that just makes that wing super sharp, super fabulous. And at this point, you are going to want to curl your lashes, apply some mascara, and I just want to give you a quick tip while I do that. You know, wing liner is one of those things that I think, you know, if you don't want to do anything else to your eyes and all you want to do is wing liner, it just looks effortless and gorgeous and chic and put together and fabulous. Trying to find a mascara. But here's what I've been loving lately. I'm going to do a couple coats of mascara because I really want that wing effect to kind of look like my eye has just been lifted. I have been adding some like corner lashes, and I'll show you what I've been doing. First of all, like I said, just do a couple coats of mascara, your favorite mascara. This is just the Telescopic from L'Oreal. It's nothing fancy or special, but I do really like it. It's an oldie and a goodie. Oldie but a goodie. So now at this point, you could leave it just like this, but what I've been loving is just putting on corner lashes, even if it's like for an, I wouldn't say every day, but like a basic look, because it's something so small yet lifts your eyes and makes a big difference. So what I've been doing, these are not even corner lashes, these are just, I take my any eyelash that I have that's really, really long. These happen to be the 415s from Red Cherry. I cut off the first like 4 pieces from the longest side because they're just like this big on my eye, and then I save those pieces and just use them as a corner lash, and it just works really well. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 2 pieces. I am going to put a little bit of glue on them, and this is a brand new bottle of my Revlon Precision Lash Glue, and that just went everywhere. Put a little bit on that. You don't want it too much. Okay, then you're going to let that just kind of get tacky. I think that just works best when you give it a chance to get tacky. And then just place them right on the corner of your eye. And just like that. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure that the glue is completely dry, and then if you need to, you might want to just trace over the band from the lashes with just a little bit of lash glue. But that's it. So that is how I do my wing liner. I'm going to just back you up, and then that's pretty much it. I just think, I don't know, you can't go wrong with a good thick wing line. It just happens to be my favorite. But that was it. I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that it answered any questions you might have in terms of how I do my wing liner. It's nothing special. I am by no means a makeup artist. Sorry, I'm trying to check to make sure the mic is okay. I am by no means a makeup artist, but I do know that I've kind of like learned along the way what works for me, what doesn't, what works best. Like for example, I think a thin eyeliner brush, I just don't I don't like it. I don't like that thin eyeliner brush. I prefer an angle brush. I just think it gives me more control. It covers more. I think it's easier. So you really have to play around and figure out what makes you feel more comfortable, and then just go from there. But I hope that this has been helpful, and if you have any questions for me, please leave them down below. You know, I always read every single one of your comments, and I try to get back to them as often as I can. And I did have a question. I'm thinking about uploading a December favorites, but then I also want to do a best of 2014, but I think they're going to be different. The best of 2014, I want to do products that I discovered in 2014, rather than just picking the things I used a lot of, because it could be repetitive. I know I've used my Makeup Forever HD foundation a million one times, so I won't mention that because I didn't discover it in 2014. So I want to do like a top 14 of 2014, if that makes any sense. So let me know if you want to see both. I don't know if you want to see a favorites plus that. That's completely up to you. Thank you so much on the most incredible feedback on my last video. You know, it was really hard filming a OTD here in my room, but it was late outside. It was dark and you couldn't see anything. Otherwise, we would have done it outside. But thank you for all the wonderful feedback, and I'll definitely be doing more like fashion OOTD posts and things like that, and a hair care routine is coming this week as well, including how I style my hair this way, because I get a lot of questions about when I do my soft wave. I'm getting way off subject here because that's usually what I do. Anyway, I hope that you found this helpful. Let me know if you did. Give it a thumbs up if you thought this was helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye.